Welcome to the new section of this course, DataFrames. Now, let's move on to the video, Basic Operations with DataFrames. Whenever a PySpark program is executed using RDDs, there is a potentially large overhead to execute the job. As seen here in the PySpark driver, the SPARC Context uses Py4j to launch a JVM using the Java SPARC Context. Any RDD transformations are initially mapped to Python RDD objects in Java. Once these tasks are pushed out to the SPARC workers, Python RDD objects launch Python sub-processes using pipes to send both code and data to be processed within Python. While this approach allows PySpark to distribute the processing of the data to multiple Python sub-processes on multiple workers, as you can see, there is a lot of context switching and communications overhead between Python and the JVM. Let's move on to Catalyst Optimizer Refresh. One of the primary reasons the SPARC SQL engine is so fast is because the Catalyst Optimizer. For viewers with a database background, this diagram looks similar to the local physical planner and cost model cost-based optimization of a relational database management system, RDBMS. The significance of this is that as opposed to immediately processing the query, the SPARC engine's Catalyst Optimizer compiles and optimizes a logical plan and has a cost optimizer that determines the most efficient physical plan generated. Next, speeding up PySpark with DataFrames. The significance of DataFrames and the Catalyst Optimizer is the increase in performance of PySpark queries when compared to non-optimized RDD queries. As shown in this figure, prior to the introduction of DataFrames, Python query speeds were often twice as slow as the same Scala queries using RDD. Typically, this slowdown in query performance was due to the communications overhead between Python and the JVM. With DataFrames, not only was there a significant improvement in Python performance, there is now performance parity between Python, Scala, SQL, and R. Python can take advantage of the performance optimizations in SPARC even while code base for the Catalyst Optimizer is written in Scala. Basically, it is a Python wrapper of approximately 2,000 lines of code that allows PySpark DataFrame queries to be significantly faster. Altogether, Python DataFrames are all able to make use of the Catalyst Optimizer, as per this updated diagram. After that, we will be creating DataFrames. Typically, you will create DataFrames by importing data using SPARC Session. Here, we will initially generate the string JSON RDD. Now that we've created the RDD, we will convert this into a data frame by using the SPARC Session read.json method. We will also create a temporary table by using the create or replace temp view method. Here, this is the list code for creating a data frame. Next, we will be creating a temporary table. As noted in the earlier, many RDD operations and transformations which are not executed until an action operation is executed. For example, in this code snippet, the SC parallelize is a transformation that is executed, transforming from RDD to data frame. After that, we will move on to the simple data frame queries. Now that you've created the Swimmers JSON data frame, we will be able to run the DataFrame API as well as SQL queries against it. Let's start with a simple query showing all the rows within the data frame. To do this, using the DataFrame API, you can use the show method, which prints the first n rows to the console. Cool! This gives us the output seen on the screen. If you prefer writing SQL statements, you can write this highlighted query. This will obtain you the output as highlighted here. We are using the collect method, which returns all the records as a list of row objects. Note that you can use either the collect or show method for both DataFrames and SQL queries. Just make sure that if you use collect, this is for a small data frame, since it will return all of the rows in the data frame and move them back from the executors to the driver. You can instead use take or show method, which allow you to limit the number of rows returned by specifying. With this, we end our video.